Good morning. How's you all? I hope you are doing good. So, as you know, in the last video, we discussed about the importance and dimensions of business environment. There we ended the chapter because the last portion of that particular chapter is not in syllabus now, it is being deleted. So, it's time to start new chapter. Chapter number 4, planning. Little bit of this chapter we have already discussed in chapter number 1 under the head functions of management. So let us start this planning. What is planning? Planning can be defined as thinking in advance about what is to be done, how it is to be done, by whom it is to be done, and when it is to be done. Means we'll decide in advance, we'll think in advance about the 4 things: what to do, how to do, when to do, and by whom it is to be done. Actually, planning bridges between the gap where we actually are, that is in the present scenario, and where we want to go. हम फ्यूचर में कहाँ जाना चाहते हैं, यही गैप को ये ब्रिज करता है, एक तरीके से इसको वैनिश करता है, खत्म करता है. Fine. See, planning actually is mandatory function in management. It is not an optional function. Means each and every organization needs to plan the things. They have to plan to achieve their organizational objectives. Objectives को achieve करने के लिए planning करना जरूरी है. Fine. Next topic in this chapter would be features of management. So let us start about features of management. So first feature of planning is planning focuses on achieving objectives, or it is a goal oriented process. See beta, each and every function of management always targets to achieve the objective. जितने भी objective, organizational objective, उनको achieve करने के लिए ही पूरा management हम develop करते हैं. So, as you know, in chapter number 1 we have read organization has got 3 objectives: organizational objectives, social objectives, personal or individual objectives. So these objectives can only be achieved after proper planning. So planning focuses on achieving targets in a time bound manner, and planning contributes to achieve predetermined goals by deciding in advance various methods, procedures, certain steps to be taken while achieving those objectives. So planning makes it very easy. Next function of planning is, it is a primary function. It is a basis for all the functions of management. It provides the framework for all other managerial functions like organizing, staffing, directing, controlling. Okay, see sir, primary function का और role क्या? See, how much physical resources are required depends upon the planning. How much human resources are required depends upon the planning. Whether work performance is in right direction decided by the plans set in advance. And last, actual results are as per the standards or not can be found out only by comparing actual performance with the target set in planning. Means planning is basis for all other functions of management. That's why it is a primary, it is a mandatory function of management. Next feature of planning is pervasive. You have read this feature actually earlier also. Like, planning is required in all types of organization, whether the organization is small or big, whether the organization is profit organization or not for profit organization, whether the organization is large scale or small scale, fine, medium scale, means at all the levels in the organization this planning is required. Like top level management, they plans for the whole organization. Middle level, they plans for their department, their own department. And these operational level of management, that is lower level of management, supervisory level of management, they plans day-to-day activities. Means planning is essential for all the organization. Okay, it is mandatory and it is pervasive. Fine. Next feature in planning is continuous process. That is, it is ongoing process, never ending process. As we know, planning provides framework for all other activities, all organizational activities, all other functions of management. Therefore, it becomes mandatory for the managers to plan. Plans are prepared for a specified period of time, say for 1 week, for 1 month, quarterly, half yearly, yearly. Hence, they are continuous in nature. It means that a plan is framed, implemented, and deviations are found out, and after finding out the deviations, another plan is formed to correct such deviations. And what are deviations? Deviations are nothing but difference between actual performance and set standards. Therefore, planning is required continuously. One after the other planning is required. Next feature of planning is futuristic or forward looking or future looking. Means it involves, as we have read in basic definition, thinking in advance, what to be do, what is to be done, how it is to be done, by whom it is to be done, and when it is to be done. So everything we are doing for the future, it involves looking ahead by forecasting future events. We are actually anticipating the future events and conditions, and plans are made accordingly. For examples, sale forecasted is always basis on which annual plans for production and purchase of raw material and other supplies are prepared. Means once the sales is forecasted, we can prepare our sales budget, we can prepare our production budget, we can prepare our purchase budget. So planning is always futuristic, forward looking. The next in the planning is it always involves decision making. Means in planning we take several decisions like किसको काम करना है, क्या काम करना है, कैसे काम करना है. So certain decisions are taken while doing this planning. And last feature of planning is it is mental exercise, or it involves mental exercise. What is this? Planning requires application of mind involving foresight, हमें देखना है, फ्यूचर को देखना है, इंटेलिजेंट इमेजिनेशन, हमें इस तरीके से बिजनेस एनवायरनमेंट को रीड करना है जिससे कि हम फ्यूचर में उनसे कोप अप कर पाए, एंड साउंड जजमेंट, और साथ में हमें क्या करना है, डिसीजन मेकिंग भी करना है. वी हैव टू टेक साउंड डिसीजंस जिससे फ्यूचर में दिक्कत नहीं हो. Managers need to devote considerable time on planning because it helps in overcoming threats and taking benefit of opportunities. These all things we have discussed in detail in business environment. It involves logical and systematic thinking rather than guesswork. This is very important. The last line you can see, it involves logical and systematic thinking. Means your imagination should be such that it involves intelligence. Your forecasting, your foresight should be good. It should not be based on guesswork. We should not guess on the situations which are going to prevail in the future. We need to scan our business environment properly. So that's why business environment scanning is important, because it would be basis of the planning. So here we end up with the features of planning. In the next lectures, upcoming lectures, we are going to discuss about the importance of planning, process of planning. Fine. Till then, take care. Bye bye. God bless.